Hey Leo, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. We're going to be doing a timeless tarot and oracle reading today, asking what's coming towards you. Whenever you see this, that's when you're meant to find it. And that being said, you guys, be discerning, never give your power away to tarot readers. Only follow what feels right. This is all meant to empower you. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Leos and cross watchers to pray for you, the offer always stands. It lifts us up to lift you up. We'd love to do that. So simply say hi in the comments section, leave an emoji, whatever you're comfortable with. And that gives us something that we can focus on that represents your energy. We're all connected. So we start with a message, self-esteem. I am true to myself. And there's a mudra that goes with this. You put your thumb together with your pointer finger and then your pinky. And then you kind of cross your other two fingers, your middle finger and your ring finger on top of each other. Kind of like you just lay one across, like that. I am valuable and good just as I am. I make my contribution to benefit all. Goes on to say, I am a child of the universe and this gives me the right to receive love and respect. To be successful and contented, I treat myself accordingly, making demands upon myself and indulging my needs with a good sense of balance. I stand up for myself and if need be, I am my own support and advocate. Oh, I love this. I love myself even when I have not earned love, for then my need is the greatest. Nobody is perfect and my weaknesses and faults are like doors which open up into new worlds as soon as I have discarded that part of them which is negative and a hindrance. Look out with your mind's eye upon a wild and colorful landscape, Leo. Each plant and each animal has its value and makes its contribution to the health and harmony of the whole community. Wow, I feel like that's like a mic drop. All right, let's get into it. So what's coming towards my Leo? What's coming towards? So you guys, I want to mention real quick before I forget that YouTube is rolling out something called the hype button. It's brand new, and it's because there's so much content that is just flooding YouTube that smaller channels like my own are just getting like pushed down the algorithm and disappearing. So you have a lot of power. It's a unique time. I don't know how long that this hype button thing will last, but if you feel so called and feel generous, please help a girl out, hit the hype button so that other Leos get a chance to see this video. Thank you so much. It's pretty cool that they're offering it. It's a good solution to a good problem, honestly, for YouTube. They have a lot of content out there. All right, Leos, what's coming towards Leo? We have two that flew out together, one crossing the other. Interesting, I'm gonna keep them that way. Very interesting, what is this? Okay, one sec. Who's this Knight of Wands? Dude, one sec. Okay. So listen, I never lay the cards out like this. This is super weird, but it feels right. The first card out came out with the Knight of Wands sideways. I feel like there is a potential a sudden ending with an individual. And I don't know if this has happened yet. It seems like something's hanging in the balance. This is an individual who seems maybe manipulative and in their ego. So Leos, you're gonna know right away if this is for you or if this is just meant for another Leo, because there's a strong message coming through here. It feels like, while I'm not getting any Two of Pentacles, it almost feels like you can see both sides of the same coin. You could see this, this individual, how they've pulled you in before. But there's a harsh ending attached to this individual. So either it could potentially end, or like very suddenly, or it already has. But I feel like they want to come back into the picture if it's already happened. And the reason why is because you got the ending with a knight coming towards you, and that knight is sideways. When a knight of Wands comes out upside down, for instance, it's very impulsive energy. It's very like almost player energy, but there's an immaturity and a selfishness to it. It doesn't have to be a player because that might not be the context of this reading. But either way, it came out sideways. And that hints to me whether or not you can trust this energy. The thing is it's coming at you impulsively, either way, fiery, either way. It's almost like, and with the Emperor card upside down, which means that there is a bossiness, a manipulation to this, a controlling aspect to this person. But I feel that, I think you're shut down. It does not surprise me. If this is whoever I'm talking to, you needed to hear this very first card, the self-esteem card. Boo. You, all the words flooding my head right now, because you are shut down a little bit, like you're withholding. The Four of Pentacles is self-preservation, just as it looks. If you're able to zoom in, it's like this. And that's because we've got this Sun card, all wonky. Sun represents your happiness. It's like, I don't know, this person just messes with me. I don't know if you might have spent periods of time being like trusting your own perception of them, and then other times being like, no, they're not good, and like pushing them away. Either way, it resulted in you just being kind of shut down and a little bit confused. But what I like is that you have others popping up here. One, the King of Swords, which is an energy that you could even be stepping into, whether it's yours or somebody else's. This is very logical, very unemotional. It's very fact-based. It's like, all right, let's just look at the facts. Let's just write down the facts of the situation, not how you feel, not your inklings, not your intuition. We're just going to look at what has played out, what is real, what's real here. Now, I do have to say, for some of you guys, the King of Swords is somebody who can be an advisor, a lawyer, somebody who is there to give you the facts. Either way, then we've got the Strength card. And this is a reminder that you do have the strength to get through this person or get through this situation, but it's not necessarily easy, but it's just confirmation that you got this. And the beauty of this particular kind of strength, I love that lion because it's so Leo. The beauty of this is it doesn't have to be a big show of strength. It doesn't have to be forced. She has got the mouth of that lion open, but she's got no false implements of control to do it. The lion simply wants to open its mouth. And so this is suggesting there are gentler ways to control a situation or to get the results that you want. And for instance, the moment you realize you don't need this energy, the moment that you realize I'm enough in whatever way, fill in the blank, that right there is strength, right? Because what comes next is an easy loosening up from expectation, an easy letting go of somebody else's expectations. You don't have to stomp and yell, because it's a simple knowing. King of Cups, why is that coming out? What's interesting is that it just hit me. I never ever draw cards, first time in my life, ever drawn cards like this. And the way that it's almost like bricklaying over itself, it's forming a tower. And if you know what the tower is a situation that you don't have control over. It's a shakeup. It sets you on a new path. So that's what it's meant for, but it's completely out of your control. When we stay in situations that are not meant for us, we can feel them. They feel like anxiety. They feel like worry. And while anxiety and worry are there for healthy reasons too, it doesn't always mean that what you're feeling it about is wrong for you. There are sensations. Sometimes in the physical world, we'll start seeing things manifest like, oh man, my car won't start, and then it started raining, and then and it's like one thing after another. Have you had those days? When you have that happen to you, stop everything and pay attention. And look at it like it's a game of flow. The universe has been talking to you. The universe is saying something. And it's saying, hey, stop everything. Pay attention to what is hard and what is easy. Go with flow. And once you stop everything and you go with the natural flow of things, then everything changes. It changes all the energy. Now, if we force it, oh, my car won't start, then I'm going to do this anyway. And it's one thing after another. It's not when one single thing happens. And I don't know why I'm still doing this, but I'm going to keep on doing it because it feels right. It's when there's a chain of events that just, oh man, I'm hitting a wall. And if you force that, what you're going to get is a tower. And that is something now beyond your control. It could be a twisted ankle on vacation. It's when the teapot starts to steam and whistle. So when things build up, right? Things eventually will collapse upon themselves. And that is the universe being like, all right, you weren't paying attention the first time. You didn't notice when that happened. You didn't notice. Now we got something that you have to pay attention to. And I feel like these cards are bricklaying a tower. So I have to share that. It's really weird. This is an interesting reading, my loves. We have something coming towards you, a conversation. This person's going to be reaching out, I think. What do we say yes to for my Leos? We're just going to get right into the advice portion. Of course, the disclaimer is follow your own intuition. You have free will. What do my Leos say yes to? We're talking about flow here. Hierophant. 4 of Swords. What do my Leos say yes to? 7 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. Clarify the Hierophant. Clarify the Hierophant. Interesting. 4 of Swords. Dude. 7 of Pentacles. 2 came out together. Intuition, healing. And then 6 of Pentacles. You're being called to question something you've believed in. Bottom of the deck, being called to question the truth of something. The King of Swords. King of Swords, again, I said you could be the one stepping into this energy. This is the place of getting down to brass tacks. What is truth? What is real? Okay, so what Tarot is saying for your advice is there's something that you've built a belief system around. This could be a faith. It could be, usually it requires others. It's inclusive of another person or others. It can be the institution, a marriage, a commitment to this belief. It's holding you. It is the thing that when you start to leave, like you start to get curious about what's out there and, well, maybe I'll just take a leap of faith and try something new. Maybe I'll just take a break from this and I want to explore over there. It's the thing that pulls you back because it's structured in your identity and your systems of belief and your commitments. You made these commitments, Leo. That right there is the Hierophant to the 8 of Cups in reverse. But guess what else is attached to it? The Devil. The Devil rules over the illusion that we're chained to something, whether it's an addiction or whether it's just a pattern of behavior that doesn't serve us. So this is where this is a beautiful card I'm holding. You're getting a chance to really grow in this place, to break those chains, to see through the illusion, to say, I can change my mind. I can change my mind. And that's what makes you human. And that gives you control and autonomy and independence in your own life. You can play, experiment. Curiosity is good because you have the judgment card here. And the judgment card rules over growth, leveling up, evolution. I always compare it to going from crawling to walking. This is where you get a chance to evolve, and somehow it's playing itself out in a relationship in your life. But this is the bigger picture. You know, this is just like the chapter in the book that you turn to in the classroom. But this is what the class subject is, if that makes any sense. So there's a little sense of deception in whatever this value system or this commitment, this Hierophant energy that you've committed to. Is it really that good for you? Is it really what you want? Is it really your identity? Well, here's the question I have for you. And it's kind of a funny way to ask it, but is it okay for you to question this? If your answer is no, you'll somehow pay for it in a negative way. You can't feel safe questioning it. Fucking run. We have the Four of Swords with the Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords rules over deception or having the wool pulled over one's eyes. That's clarifying this energy of going within, processing, gratitude. It seems that, tell me more about this Seven of Swords. There's something more to learn here. It's very much linked to hard work, making fresh plans, new plans. But what I love here is if you want to gain some perspective, if you want to reach a clearing where you can have a breath of fresh air, get some perspective about this whole thing, you're going to get that by pausing and taking a look at your history, taking whatever this is about. You're supposed to take a look, evaluate, know that you can take a pause. It's okay. Slow down, take a pause, evaluate your situation. You're at the fork in the road. I was just telling another sign this. I don't know why it didn't matter. Cancer, I was just telling Cancer this. Like, imagine this is a fork in the road and there's a bench right there and you can rest on that bench all you want. And one road goes this way, one road goes that way. The road that goes this way is your history, everything you sunk into a situation, everything you've given it your all, your intentions and your expectations, all that stuff. And then over here, this is the future. You know enough about your past to get an idea of what that will look like in the future. But this is a chance for you to course correct, to get some perspective. And remember that you have choice. You have intuition. And this is what leads, all of a sudden introduces in your reading a healing element, a recovery, a really soft and gentle energy. Lastly, we have a hard look at what is reciprocal. The Six of Pentacles. This is kindness and generosity, receiving as well as giving. And with that, we have kind of this back and forth, reprioritizing things around that. Like maybe you're moving some things around, maybe you're changing your mind. And what puts it all into question is like, is this giving back to me? How is it giving back to me? Got the Knight of Cups sideways, which is an offer. And then moving forward in the Chariot, I have to ask about that Knight of Cups. I'm going to do it with a new deck of cards. This is crazy reading, Leo. What's this Knight of Cups? I mainly want to know if you can trust it. At the bottom of the deck, we got another Two of Pentacles. Can you trust this Knight of Cups for Leo? It represents your leveling up. There is our Judgment card again. Tell me more about that. All that glitters is not gold. You are being called to look at hard truths, hard facts, possibly boundaries and communications around all of this. Again, with the Four of Swords, going within, observing. There's a big message of observation here. and seeing how this Knight of Cups this Knight of Cups, so first of all, a Knight of Cups, when they approach you, this is an emotional offer. It can be an apology, or it can be a confession of love, or it could be an offer of friendship. Whatever it is, it's embedded in emotion. This Knight is on its side, bricklaying, just like these other ones. And it's because, and that's why I'm asking, can you trust it? Because it wants to move ahead. It wants to move forward with you. But I'm asking you this, will it keep your mind closed? Will you have to close your mind to new options? Will you have to stop asking questions in order to make this work? Because this is a very important character for a reason. Sometimes the most important people in our lives are not like fluffy, like they're not the fluffy, sometimes it's like what we're meant to learn is how to look past deception, or how to listen to our intuition above all else, how to give ourselves permission to change our minds. Sometimes it's like, the Seven of Cups, which comes out with the Judgment card, this evolving lesson, this class lesson that you're getting. The Seven of Cups talks about lots of options, and some of those we can superimpose illusions in a situation. And so this is like, all that glitters is not gold, so that you fall back on that hard fact. You fall back on that swords, that energy, the King, Queen of Swords. They're here to help you. So these could be advisors. They could be just you stepping into that role of being like very logical, very practical, and stepping away from a sense of obligation, there's a heavy sense of obligation to your reading, which is really interesting. I don't usually feel that in tarot. Almost feeling indebted to something. And it's almost like they're tricking you. Like, well, you said you were committed to this, or you call yourself fill in the blank. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, comes down to this. Is it okay to ask questions? Because this life is yours. You came in alone. You're going to go out alone. I mean, physically at least. You get to choose. But if it's not okay for you to ask questions, if it's not okay for you to wonder or be curious about or explore or have certain conversations, run. So take that or leave it. I hope that is helpful. The Swords energy is your friend. If you feel like it, check out the Swords and tarot. It's all about thinking, mind over matter, mind over heart. It's all about facts. Okay, setting off for love and light. Bye-bye.